all. There's not one vendor who can cover all areas of a hotel and is able to be the best in all of these categories. So what we solve is the ability for hospitality businesses to actually connect and build a technology stacks which fits to their needs and which allows them to achieve their goals.
All right, Florian. Apaleo, the API first platform. What does that really mean? You know, in your own words, tell us what is Apaleo?
Yeah, thanks for having me. What is Apaleo? Apaleo, we describe ourselves as the open hospitality platform. So we are in the PMS category. So for hospitality businesses, if it's hotels or service departments, they use us as a property management system. However, as we can see already in the name, we really look at the platform aspect. So we do not want to offer a closed system, but an open platform where you have the core functionalities which are covered for a hotel, and where you can easily plug in third-party applications or build your own technology, proprietary technology on top, if you like. And this is what we enable through our API-first approach. And what does that actually mean? Going away from like the technical topics, it's really more about we develop our functionalities first as an API, and we have decoupled our front end with our back end. This means that we develop these functionalities as an API, and then even our front end speaks to the APIs like all other third-party solutions do the same, or custom solutions on top. So this allows 100% of our functionalities to be accessible for other apps. So building deeper integrations, but also more stable integrations, and allowing therefore others to, our hospitality innovators to build on top and create the innovation on top of our platform.
So how would you describe the problem that hoteliers are experiencing that you solve? Like, how does it manifest itself?
For sure. I mean, great question. It's what is the problem? I mean, we see the hospitality industry evolving, rapidly. If it's over the last few years, looking at new hospitality concepts coming to market, we all speak about the hotelization of different real estate parts. So having hybrid models from short stay, long stay, combining. We see guest preferences, employee preferences changing, staff shortages, ESG requirements. So we see that the hospitality business and hotels and the industry is being disrupted and needs to evolve fast. And technology and is a solution to be able to enable many of these businesses and help hotels to mitigate a lot of the challenges and to achieve their goals. However, as you heard already, there's a lot of different topics and different concepts on the market anymore. So we do not see that there's one size fits it all. There's not one vendor who can cover all areas of a hotel and is able to be the best in all of these categories. So what we solve is the ability for hospitality businesses to actually connect and build a technology stacks which fits to their needs and which allows them to achieve their goals. And this is something which is very different than the traditional PMS, which typically tries to offer an all-in-one solution and has a limited amount of connectivity, and of course tries to push more their own applications.
So what about so is it easier for a hotelier to adopt the all-in-one, and is the Apaleo customer a typical tech-savvy hotel organization? I mean, do you have to be really tech-savvy to use Apaleo, or describe that piece?
It's, again, a great question. And often you feel that, okay, Apaleo, open platform, API first. And as we already approached the beginning of the conversation, it sounds quite techy, right? And because the architecture behind it actually enables and the tech part enables this easiness. However, a customer of Apaleo can be both on the techie side as well as on the normal hotelier side. Why is that? Of course, we have, some flagship customers who leverage our APIs, who build a lot of proprietary technology on top of Apaleo to grow and scale rapidly. And they really go into the nitty-gritty of our APIs, and they leverage that platform for their own tech. However, we also make just new apps to connect easier and simpler. So you can also be a normal hotelier and connect your booking engine to Apaleo, your digital guest journey for online check-in and check-out, and all of these elements, which most hoteliers do anyways with a classic traditional PMS. It's just that actually the integrations work easier, go faster, and are more stable. So it actually means at the end of the day, we simplify even the life of the non-techie with our platform.
Is the hotelier playing a role when they want to integrate, say, a housekeeping app with Apaleo, or is it still heavily reliant on the housekeeping app folks, the product people over there, working with the Apaleo platform and/or Apaleo product people? How does that work? You see what I'm saying? Okay.
So,
okay.
Of course, I mean, and what can I say? It's at the end of the day, we have especially a housekeeping apps which one-click connect, and this is the world of which we all know on our iPhone, which we know with our Facebook Connect, LinkedIn Connect, where you can just say like, do I want to share my data? Do I want the both systems to just connect directly? And this is something, however, a standard which we suddenly do not expect from our hospitality business, hospitality software. However, this is something which is on our platform, in our app store, quite I would say around 50% of our apps are able to one-click connect with Apaleo. Does that mean that the whole setup of a revenue management system behind the scenes or CRM, that there's no actual work which has to be done in the setup? Of course not. However, that both systems talk to one another. Maybe the first report is already can access Apaleo's data, and these are things which make the life easier. And sometimes you can even try an app for free for a 30-day period because you want to see how it works, and there's no additional integration fees from us or any other kind of roadblock for innovation for the hospitality business, for the hoteliers.
So what kind of results are you seeing? What's the feedback from your clients?
There's different spheres of results. I think what we see and what we really love is to see a real transformational process and a real journey for a lot of our customers, for a lot of our traditional hoteliers and hotel groups. So they transfer from their system to Apaleo, typically with a similar app and tech stack, and then they realize that step by step they can improve small processes here. They can, add another app here, or maybe add another automation behind the scenes, so that they can gradually improve their business and are not kind of like from one status quo going to the next status quo. So what I love about that is we're giving them the flexibility to constantly evolve, to constantly improve. So this is not necessarily always measurable KPI, so to say, but it's a mindset and kind of that freedom, which I find super exciting. On the other side, we have, of course, also operational numbers where the Numas of this world. Numa is a hospitality tech-enabled concept, rapidly growing. They build a lot of proprietary technology, for example, and they manage to automate up to 90% of all of their guest journey and back office processes and automate that. Or, for example, the Lindemann hotels here in Berlin, they have 4 or 5 properties. They have personal service, but they offer online check-in, but on different communication via WhatsApp to support that. They take online payments via Apaleo and all of these elements, and they were able to actually transfer 60% plus of the check-ins online, 43% or something of all payments are not touched anymore, if it's no-shows, cancellations, all of these back office processes behind the scenes, which are typically tedious for the hotel staff, they're able to automate them and use that time to actually create better experiences for their guests.
50% of your apps, one-click integration. That's awesome. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, and I don't exactly quote me on that, but it goes in that direction. And but it's just a sign, you know, of evolution, of new tech coming to market as well, right? And in some cases, it is super important that it's one-click connect, especially if you look at, you know, smaller businesses who really want to try out things fast and say, you know, I don't have also the resources to be able to pay a third-party app large onboarding fee, because, you know, I want to work with a specialized system, but it needs to be somewhat automated because I maybe just have 30, 40 rooms, right? So it goes, this automation topic and best of breed can be an advantage for the small properties as well as for the larger hotel groups, where we, of course, with our software architecture, this is where we bring most value in terms of centralization of departments and functionalities, in terms of, you know, being able to really leverage this kind of technology from a multi-property and scalability perspective.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I haven't thought about it till just now, but that it sounds like you're making it easier for the hoteliers to embrace and utilize best of breed, which there's a lot of talk sometimes about, I just want one throat to choke. I don't want to have to think about it. You know, give me these 6 functionalities and let's go. But there's a lot of limitations with that. So
and exactly, as you say, you know, there's the pros and cons, right, for both sides. And the thing is, just when we look at the last 5 years in the industry, there's been one trend after another, one shock here, another shock there, a new trend here. And it's important to be able to adapt new technologies. And if we look at the crisis with the pandemic, etc., it was the hospitality businesses which were able to adapt faster, to implement new technology quicker and easier, which were the ones which actually overperformed and outperformed the market. And this is what we say. Of course, maybe the first step, you need a few more applications, but at the same time, you can also exchange applications after a year. If you say the guest journey doesn't work anymore like I need it, I'm putting in something new. Or in one property, I have a hybrid business, for example, some serviced apartments, vacation rentals, and I have at the side also 5 properties with each 150 units. I need 2 technology stacks for both of the parts of the portfolio. However, I want to maybe still have a central functionality to be able to manage them centrally via Apaleo, and then have in the different properties the different tech stacks based on the needs, and not one size fits it all for all kind of businesses I run in my portfolio.
This all sounds good, Florian. I want to thank you for joining me, sir.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
You bet.